What's good, y'all? This your boy Black G92. Now, for today, my fault for not uploading none last night because I was at the commissary till like 10 something in the evening and took me a nap before going to work around 6 and didn't have much time to record anything. But I'm going to make that up for y'all by uploading not only this one, but the next one tonight. So, the video I'm going to react to is another Watch Mojo countdown video, which came out actually back in March of this year, 2020, and the countdown is top 20 anime for horror fans. So I'm gonna see. It looks like sounds like an interesting title, and it's quite a lengthy video based on what I've seen on timestamp. So I'm gonna see what's on the countdown and what it looks like about 3, 2, 1.
This video is brought to you by The Grudge. Own it on digital March 10th and Blu-ray March 24th.
I wonder if it's available on Amazon.
In the mood for horror, guts, and all manner of scares?
Yes.
These anime have got you covered. I'm Ashley with Watch Mojo, and these are the top 20 anime for horror fans. For this list, we're looking at the ultimate playlist for all you horror junkies out there desperate for different types of scares through the medium of anime. Before we get started, you can catch me on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which your favourite horror anime is.
Releasing control alt restriction systems. 3, 2, 1.
Number 20, Hellgirl. There are people that deserve a one-way ticket across the horror anime is.
Releasing control alt restriction systems. 3, 2, 1.
Number 20, Hellgirl. There are some
title.
people that deserve a one-way ticket across the River Styx way earlier than the rest, which is where Enma comes in.
Oh, pitiful shadow lost in the darkness, bringing torment and pain to others.
Should any tormented
Sounds creepy
individual
as fuck.
feel pushed to their breaking point, they're given the opportunity via the Hell Correspondence website to summon Ai and her companions in order to bring a fresh reckoning to their tormentors. With each self-contained story often resulting in a black-hearted individual being thrown into the fire, you'd think it would be happy endings all around for the victims. Nope. Invoke the Hellgirl, and the price you pay is condemning your own soul to hell upon your death. How cheerful.
This is vengeance, so I'm to ferry you to hell.
Number 19, Reformers. Do you hate cockroaches? Well, prepare yourself because these ones come equipped with a humanoid body, immense strength, creepy smile, and a desire to purge every human they come across. Best suited for fans who enjoy their horror series with a splash of crazy-ass action, group of soldiers arrive on Mars in order to take the Red Planet back from the roaches. Only this time, they aren't helpless. Genetically enhanced with the abilities of other insects, there is nothing more cathartic than seeing these guys rip off the heads of one giant bug after another. Pest control at its finest.
This reaction. Hopefully the buffering. I gotta see these freaking apps. And why is it gonna take a while?
Why does
to
John
load again?
Ossoff keep lying about David Perdue? Purdue's investments were
Okay.
broken.
Get
An
over
independent fact check.
Fuck, I don't see all this shit. Now I move for politics. Right now, that is.
Number 18, School Live. Honestly, by this point, moe girls and horrifying circumstances go hand in hand, though few have managed to balance it with this level of creativity and despair. Optimistic and lovable Yuki spent her days in bliss, reveling in her school life with her close group of friends.
先輩みーくんどうしたの
For the rest of them, life isn't so rosy, since the reality is that the world has been consumed by a zombie apocalypse, and every day is a desperate struggle to survive, all the while trying to maintain the illusion of a regular school for the sake of Yuki's incredibly fragile mental state. Remember to smile.
今学校にいるみんなこんにちはありがとう
Number 17, Umineko, When They Cry. While it may not have the same amount of oomph as its visual novel, there's still enough in the end result wholly disturbing.
There's no show.
The idea of a bunch of greedy, depraved, and unlikable aristocrats and their offspring meeting their demise courtesy of a malevolent spirit might sound like a fun time, and it is. It's gross as hell, and some of the ways the Ushiromiya family bite the dust is well and truly morbid. But if you're in the mood to see a lot of bad people become slightly less terrible in a bid to survive an ancient curse, this is the one for you.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
Number 6, High School of the Dead.
Before this one starts, I'd say whenever a show or something like that covers depraved, like elites, whatever, it's always makes for a very interesting not case study, but interesting story and concept. If executed right, of course. But let's get back to the countdown. Oh boy, this
Is ready for a schlock fest of the best kind. We're talking zombies, mass panic, survivors turning on each other, innocents getting devoured, and so much fan service that at times there's more flesh on the screen than in the mouths of the undead.
Relax, I know what I'm doing.
If you're a fan of exploitative style over substance horror that doesn't skip out on the blood nor the boobs, then you have a duty to watch this crazy train from start to finish.
I might check this one out too.
Here they come!
Number 15, Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust.
Never seen it.
The man known as D has been slaying the things that go bump in the night for decades now, but by far his greatest and flashiest outing was this classic flick, which pitted him against a powerful vampire. Charisma and supernatural underlings, you might as well call him Dracula. The fights are brutal and uncompromising. The mythos of the legendary bloodsuckers is and of course D is an absolute badass that brings the thrills and kills in every scene.
Straight in half.
Number 14, Dead Man Wonderland. While it can be argued that the later episodes of what was supposed to be a manic gorefest shifted the whole thing towards more shonen action vibe, what can't be denied is that it's one of the most shocking and borderline unpleasant viewing experiences for anime goers.
What is this?
It's fertile
Way to get
ground for
cut.
all lovers of horror who are down to see things kick off with a good old bloodbath, even if said bloodbath takes place in a classroom.
What the hell?
This results in the death of all but one student, who is
Goddamn.
unceremoniously framed for the whole thing via kangaroo court, and sent to a facility filled with psycho kids with murder on the brain. Ah yeah, it's
Poor
that
guy.
kind of show.
This is the part where
Yeah,
I take
that's
you
right.
out.
Number 13, Corpse Party, Tortured
That scene is
Souls.
covered on-
Surely, with a title like that, how can this series be anything but unpleasant? Based on the hit Japanese survival horror game, we follow a group of students who end up transported to a school plagued by violent ghosts and spectres. Not only must they unravel the mystery of Heavenly Host Elementary in order to escape, but go up against the murderously psychotic Sachiko. Needless to say, not only do some of these poor souls end up meeting their demise, but some of their deaths are beyond excessive. Don't blame us if you can't look at scissors for a while.
どっちにしよう
First
か
I see the guy
な
in that for a while. I'm used to
お姉ちゃんにしようかな
Number 12, Elfen Lied.
Oh man.
My vectors came out the first time I tried. But I guess you can see that. And Lucy will be along any time now.
As is the case for most great anime that delve into horror, the common thread binding them all together is the simple truth that humanity is truly the worst monster. Case in point, Lucy. Despite her slaughtering her way through both deserving and undeserving humans with her invisible razor vectors, we still can't help but feel sympathy given her cruelest of childhoods, one built on prejudice, imprisonment, and loneliness, to the point where you'll be like, you know what, they had it coming, as she unleashes fresh doses of carnage against the world that wronged her.
Don't worry, I don't plan to let you suffer much longer.
Number 11, Tokyo Ghoul.
Ooh.
Oh, Kaneki, you did not deserve to go through any of that, but hey, at least you became...
Hold up. Before this starts, I like to say, it's interesting how it's just on the countdown. I just watched the Japanese language version of Elfen Lied on Hulu just I think it was like maybe a weekend or so ago. Interesting, but anyway, still holds up. Still holds up since the first time I seen it back in sometime last year in English dub, that is. But
one of modern anime's darkest protagonists in the process.
There are some good things
In
about
a
this
world
show.
where cannibalistic creatures known as ghouls exist alongside humans, Ken Kaneki finds himself thrown against the worst of both species after being turned into a half ghoul. Aside from wrestling with his own cravings for human flesh, pitted against fanatical humans bent on ghoul genocide, as well as the terrorist group known as Aogiri Tree and its torture-obsessed members.
So please, do your best not to disappoint me, alright?
Tokyo Ghoul stands tall as one of the more interesting horror anime. Number 10, Paranoia Agent. Who knew a golden baseball bat and a pair of rollerblades could cause so much chaos? The city of Musashino is thrown on its head when an enigmatic assailant going by the title of Lil Slugger starts to cause mass hysteria due to their unrelenting attacks, as well as the authorities' seeming inability to apprehend them. The only thing more terrifying than the bludgeonings is the suspicion that starts to arise among the residents. As their mistrust reaches a fever pitch, don't be shocked if the grittiness and trauma keeps you invested until either Lil Slugger or the town itself strikes out. Number 9, The Promised Neverland. We'd be remiss if we didn't include this modern darling, which not only refined and reinforced the notion that anime could indeed be terrifying, but it did so with a concept that was so simple, it was almost beautiful. A trio of orphans, content in their life on an estate, discover that all they have ever known has been a lie, and that they and the rest of their friends are nothing more than cattle for the monsters on the outskirts of their home. Their only options: escape or die. Helmed by a magnificent cast that you'll undoubtedly come to adore through every nail-biting twist, this is one even non-horror fans are required to watch. Number 8, Perfect Blue. Psychological horror doesn't come much better than this.
誰もあなたなんて好きじゃない。汚れちゃった。汚れちゃった。やめて。やめてったら。
Practically unparalleled in its portrayals of madness, its infectious nature, and the dangers of media, Mima's struggles against a deranged stalker, as well as her own fractured mind, is so beautifully realized that it often hits way too close to home.
あれが望んだ仕事？最低。
The disturbing imagery and implications elevate it to such a degree that it ends up capturing the true essence of horror, more so than even the most grotesque of monsters. Just try to watch that climactic chase scene and not have your heart leap into your throat. Number 7, Monster. 2 words, Johann Liebert.
I'm Johann Liebert.
After choosing to save the life of a patient over that of the town's mayor, the once highly regarded surgeon Kenzo Tenma has his world shattered, as not only do his morals cost him his position, but unleash the suave, psychotic, and unrelenting Johann upon the world.
Is something the matter, Dr. Tenma?
As the genius sociopath's antics get more and more horrific, Tenma, and by extension we the audience, are forced to confront the worst that humanity has to offer, and what we're willing to do to stop someone who lacks even the smallest trace of empathy, to the point where even the ones who bred him for greatness couldn't contain his malevolent tendencies.
I was supposed to die that night. You're the one who resurrected me, Doctor.
Number 6, Another. Did someone ask for anime's answer to Final Destination?
Nah.
Because if so, feast your eyes on this buffet of deaths, decapitations, and impossible expirations.
The school is a
very
place
interesting
that is very
discussion.
close to death.
While trying to unravel the mystery of his new school, Koichi not only sees
I was supposed to die that night. You're the one who resurrected me, Doctor.
Number 6, Another. Did someone ask for anime's answer to Final Destination? Because if so, feast your eyes on this buffet of deaths, stations, and impossible expirations.
The school is a place that is very close to death.
While trying to unravel the mystery of his new school, Koichi not only finds himself questioning whether the suspicious yet sweet Mei can truly be trusted, but soon finds himself having to outrun the Reaper as an ancient kid, dropping bodies at the drop of a hat. Windowsills, chandeliers, elevators, an umbrella. Everything in this series is a potential hazard. This is one where the kill count is king, so just sit back and try to guess how the next poor soul will meet their end.
Ooh. That's always a terrible way to go. Having a freaking pillar fall on you.
Raphael Warnock is endorsed by Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
John Lewis
We heard it all. Now shut the hell up.
and all Georgia.
Damn, these ads. But I will vote for that dude.
Number 5, When They Cry. The definitive time-twisting murderfest that taught us to fear wide-eyed moe girls.
What have I done to me? To me?
It's the truth.
No, it's not!
Just as Keiichi starts to settle into his new home, he comes face to face with its sordid history, one that slowly reveals itself to not only include time loops, but also that every girl in his social circle are out of their damn minds. If they aren't stabbing their heads onto a knife, they're putting needles in his rice balls, or denailing their twin sister.
This type of torture is very simple. It 15 nails on both of your hands at each and every joint.
There's some pretty messed up stuff here, all topped off by the iconic sight of Reina dragging her cleaver through the street with the goal of decapitating her crush's head. Adolescence, am I right?
You are so going to die.
Number 4, Shiki.
Whatever it is, I'm not gonna let it kill my village.
Vampires are at it again. this time quietly bringing hopelessness to a small town as the inhabitants fall prey to the hunger of the Children of the Night, and in doing so start a vicious cycle of death and retribution.
Yuki. Hi, Yuki.
Blending together nightmarish imagery while dancing around the increasingly twisted psyche of its characters, more often than not you'll find the emotional weight shifting as the residents spiral into a mob mentality that sends the body count skyrocketing on both sides, until you'll be left wondering whether or not all parties involved would be better off burning with that blood-soaked town of theirs. Number 3, Hellsing Ultimate. Dracula is a gun-wielding sadistic murder machine in service of an order of English monster hunters who takes on fanatical Catholics and Nazi vampires.
Now, Luke Valentine, it's time to educate you on how a real vampire...
That's this show in a nutshell. Despite what you might call a ludicrous premise, the bloodshed, taboo themes, and sheer anarchy that comes from the character of Alucard is so immense that it's nearly impossible not to ride the highs of his killing sprees. Remember, he's still the good guy, who happens to leave an ocean of bodies everywhere. Vampires have never looked so good.
It takes a man in order to kill a monster.
Number 2, Parasites. What happens when you take body snatchers and give them the ability to mutate their human hosts into instruments of death? A whole lot of people getting sliced to ribbons, that's what. When parasitic creatures invade the Earth, they start taking over the bodies of any inhabitants they come across, able to turn their appendages into various weapons. Luckily for our boy Shinichi, his personal parasite wasn't able to fully infect him, becoming a separate entity in his right hand. Forced to work together in a bid for survival, the two are thrust into conflict with both races, treating us to some stellar fights, genuine scares, and the unnerving truth that literally anyone in Shinichi's life could potentially be an enemy. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Devilman Crybaby. There's exploring the darkness inside of humanity. There's stylistic portrayals of violence, insanity, rage, lust, and anguish, and then there's Devilman. Combining the apocalyptic magnum opus penned by the acclaimed madman Go Nagai with the psychedelic fluid visuals of veteran director Masaki Yuasa, Akira's battle as a devil hybrid that seeks to defend his loved ones from Hell's forces is a triumph, one that will shock, disgust, and yes, horrify you to your core as it presents a grim reflection of humankind and just how little it takes to bring them to the edge of reason and decency.
This video is brought to you by The Grudge.
I think we heard
Own
that
it on digital
earlier.
March 10th, in Blu-ray March 24th.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Shit. Damn. This fucking buffering shit. Get on my fucking nerves. But anyway, that was the top 20 anime for horror fans, and it was a very interesting and entertaining countdown. A good number of them, a good number of familiar ones. A couple of them I have seen, and then a good number of I have not seen yet. Just only heard about them through different horror breakdown videos, whatever. Mainly Spooky Rice. And so it had a lot of titles I was not familiar with too. The other ones I've heard about but haven't yet to sit down and sit through them and watch them myself. So, but like I said, for very interesting, especially when they picked up Man Crybaby at the first number one. I thought I was gonna pick something else. But they picked the recent one from 2018, which is a very good choice though, because I heard a lot of good things about it. So definitely one of these days, probably like I'm not too sure like exactly what day, but I'm gonna sit through it and see if it lives up to the hype. And also the other ones is on the countdown. Probably won't be on in one sitting or one weekend because I got other things going on and such. Aside from watching shows or movies, whatever. But I do get a time. That's one main things I do in my spare time is watch films and like anime and stuff like that. So if you want to see more, if you want to see me react to more countdown videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And put your requests down below. If it's your first time watching this reaction, be sure to do the same thing. And be sure to follow me on my social media accounts that we posted in the description box below. Twitter, Instagram. I'll be stay active on there, talk my shit, getting everything on my chest, speak my mind. So if you want to send me some reaction requests, whatever it may be sure to post them. Not post them, but send to me in the DMs and inbox. It's all open. If I react to them, if it's good, I'll let you know. If it's not, same difference. You already know the drill. This is Black G92, about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.